Justin Moore was one of the best country singers of the 2000s and the 2010s, and you can't convince me of it otherwise. Now, I've been a big fan of his stuff for a long time, and he was one of my favorites as a kid. Now, he does kind of have some faster sounding stuff, but he also has a bunch of songs that also had an old school feel to it, which I really liked. I always thought his stuff kind of sounded a little bit different than a lot of the stuff I was hearing on the radio. And this might be a far-fetched comparison, but he reminds me a lot of Cody Johnson. And he's got a lot of songs that I like, too. The first song I ever heard that he did was actually Beta Hook, and it wasn't even that big of a hit, but I love that song. It's still my favorite to this day. Another one of my favorites he's got is Kinda Don't Care. Those two are probably my favorite songs that he's got, but he did have a lot of success, too, and he had several #1 hits like Heaven Wasn't So Far Away and Small Town USA, another one of my favorites. And I also like the song he did, The Ones That Didn't Make It Back Home. He just had a lot of success, but he doesn't get talked about as much as guys like Jason Aldean and Luke Bryan do for some reason. I always really liked his stuff, and I think it's kind of a shame he don't get mentioned as much as those guys do. And I always thought he had a really cool voice, too, and he was one heck of a singer, in my opinion, too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Over and out.